Hey guys, happy Sunday to everybody. I've got both babies here. We have a rare occasion where we actually have some sunlight today. And so I figured this would be, catch the moment while I can. And I wanted to do a comparison video of these two and like their skin tone, their size, all of the different comparisons we like to make. And since they're both Claire Taylor babies, yet so different, I wanted to share kind of the similarities and yet the differences, which there are many differences to these babies. Like, as you can see, I've got Jan Jan here, and she is, the angle, I'll take you off of the tripod, but the angle in which they're laying right now, actually Jan Jan looks slightly bigger than she really is next to Monroe. Monroe's head is actually up a little higher than Jan Jan's, but the angle of this is not showing that. Makes Monroe look shorter than she is. So when I take you off the tripod, you'll see their true length in comparison to one another. But I wanted to be able to have both hands so that I could actually show you how like squishy they are in comparison. They're both absolutely beautiful babies. They're painted very differently, but yet both so beautifully. And then now you can tell that Jan Jan is got a much lighter complexion compared to Monroe's. I mean, not even, she's definitely more fair skinned and she has less pink tones all over her skin than Monroe has. So you can see that now that they're laying side by side. It's always hard to tell, like when you show one and then you move the camera to another, like I did last night. But Monroe definitely has a darker skin tone, more pinks. But they're both painted so beautifully. They're just so different. Like, it's just, I mean, I knew they were different. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I didn't realize it, but when you put them side by side and actually compare them, it's kind of awesome. Now, Jan Jan has no texturing to her skin, so she's very smooth to the touch versus Monroe has a texturing to her skin. But Monroe's silicone is so much softer than this baby's. And it's not that she's got hard silicone, because her silicone is not hard. It's definitely just way more, I mean, it has that slower, but she's definitely, so for those of you that followed me when I had Lucy, which was the open-eyed Janica, Lucy had much even softer. Lucy was closer to her softness, which she was a one-of-a-kind baby. She was made, Claire made her specifically for me, so therefore she did not use the same silicone as even this edition, which she was just starting at the time when she made Lucy. But these babies are still more firm. They're still soft, but they're more firm than my Lucy was, who now lives with Miss Annie. So I definitely noticed a difference in the softness of silicone, even from Lucy to her. Her silicone is definitely really nice. Like, all of Claire's silicone is really nice. You can't say a bad thing about any of her silicone, no matter what baby it is. And it's beautiful quality. But definitely, like, if even just by looking at her tummy, she doesn't have that slow movement as much as like you can see it there. You can see it here. It slow rises, but nothing like if you look at Monroe's. There's just so much more softness to it. And same with like her legs. It's just way more squishy than this baby. But they're both beautiful. You know, I kind of like having something different so that depending on what I'm feeling and craving, you know, she's very, very soft, so you can move her feet or her legs and everything. So super soft. She moves nicely, but she definitely doesn't have the give, like especially in her core. Like, this baby is just super squishy. No matter how you move her, she just kind of, her silicone will bend and move with you. And, you know, this baby's silicone will wrinkle, but not like the extent, like there's hardly any wrinkling in comparison. Like, if you look at the two, she's got wrinkling. If you pick her up and squish her tummy and everything, her silicone will wrinkle, but nothing like this baby. This baby is like one big wrinkly blob, I guess you could say, when you move her around. Even like her arms laying here, they are wrinkly just by posing them. Like she's just constantly got all these wrinkles. This baby is less wrinkly, which is to be expected because she doesn't have the same type of silicone. You know, it's just a different blend, which is fine with me. But she's got nice movement. But she definitely, like, Lucy's arms had more movement, so they would move up and down on their own. Like these, you have to kind of place them, but they'll stay, which is fine. I'm just noticing the subtle differences between, you know, Lucy and this baby, because she was basically the same sculpt but open-eyed. But I love how they're painted. Like this baby, and this is the first Claire Taylor baby that doesn't have like the glossy finish on her lips. Monroe has a gloss finish, so it looks like they're wet. This baby's is not, and I actually like that too. I know that Claire went through a phase where she wasn't glossing the lips for a period of time. I noticed that on some babies. I just had never had one until now. And it's just a different look. Like she just looks like her little lip is dried out a little bit, which is fine. She's got the tongue, gums, uvula, all of that, like all of those additions, those sculpts were. Their feet are actually quite similar in size, like the actual size of their feet. When I look at them side by side, they're not that far off, you know? So, like, they're, like, one of the things that when I met up with Sonia and saw Monroe for the first time and I had Lucy with me, we laid the babies out side by side, and, like, they're not far off from, like, the length, especially with her bent legs up. But if she were to straighten her legs out, so putting clothes on her, this baby is one fatter. She's got these chubby thighs, even though this baby is not skinny by any means, but she's definitely not the size of Monroe. And if you were to straighten her legs out, like this baby is definitely way longer, but because her legs are sculpted up, she almost looks like she's similar in size. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to do the best I can to try to like describe to you guys what you may not see and it may not come across in the video. But Monroe's neck, obviously it's a really, really cool neck. I've told you that before, so it's very different. It's much more fitted and much more tighter, so you can't see the edge of the neck as you can with this baby. You can actually see where the edge of the neck stops, versus on Monroe, like it's just sculpted so well, like you just don't even know that it's a ball joint. It's really miraculous, isn't it, baby girl? But I love them both, you guys. I just I've been really spending, you know, the last evening trying to just get to know this baby. It's funny how when you bring home a baby, even though I've had this body sculpt before, I mean, I've essentially had the same baby but awake. It's like you're getting reacquainted at, you know, what suits them. I'm like playing with her hair a little bit to see what style I like the best. Trying on different outfits and things to see, reminding myself of how things fit her. So it's been really fun just getting to know her, and Monroe's been very patient to let me. She's a good baby, as you are. You're such a good girl. So I'm going to take you off of this so I can show you what my view is. Okay, so my view, you can see that Monroe is, she's a bigger baby. She's definitely a chubbier baby, that's for sure. And yeah, sorry the lighting gets really weird. I've got the window blind open because we do have sunlight out there. We're due for a winter storm tomorrow, but until then I'm going to enjoy what I can. But their proportions just are completely different. Completely different. So clothes are going to fit them differently. This makes them look really funny, their coloring. But yeah, Monroe's got a bigger head, but the shape of the head is a little bit different. Monroe's got a big noggin, but I like that about her. Monroe's got really nice long arms. I just think that overall just the proportions are just so different. But they're both gorgeous, you guys. I'm going to have a lot of fun with both of these babies. And now having a sleeper, it's just nice and peaceful to enjoy a sleeper. There's her pretty face. Notice she doesn't have the glossy lips, like I said. And Monroe's are definitely glossy. Hello, baby. You're such a good big sister. We have to name your sister, don't we? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just really neat. I don't know. I just like comparing them side by side. But you'll notice that there's more mottling with the way that Claire painted this baby versus this is a little more splotchy. Blotchy, splotchy. I don't know how to... I don't know. But let's look at their feet together. And their feet really aren't that far off in size. Like Monroe's look like slightly larger, but they're not far off. But this is definitely a more petite, average size newborn, where I would call Monroe definitely the big chubby overdue newborn. But there, guys, I hope you enjoy seeing them like together. They're just so cute. And she's definitely nice and soft. I mean, she's soft, she's just different. She's very different, but I like her. I like her a lot. Yeah. And she's got lighter hair, but her hair is very, very nice. However, her mommies before me took very good care of this baby. She's immaculate, which is awesome because I'm such a fan of making sure I keep my babies really, really in good shape. So therefore, I appreciate when I get a doll that's been well taken care of, you know. When you get a baby and they're all beat up looking, you don't know what happened to them, it's kind of disappointing. But yeah, she's in great condition. She's beautiful. There's not a flaw on her. But yeah, so there we go, guys. 2 very different babies, but equally gorgeous baby girls. So hopefully maybe later today we'll even, I'll get around to naming this baby. I think one I'm leaning towards more, like I've had a couple of different options for her, but I really just needed to try it out, call her by the name, see if it sticks and seems like it fits. Because like I said before, my babies have personalities and their names need to fit and go with their personalities that I can like envision them to be. But yeah. One thing I do like that Claire stopped doing for a while and then she started doing again is doing the heel pricks. My Lucy had that. Little heel pricks like when you leave the hospital. Super cute. I just think it's adorable. But there they are, guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing these girls side by side. They're not as big a difference in size as many would think, I guess. But yeah, just different proportions. Beautiful girls. Now I gotta figure out what to put on them. Alright guys, I hope you're having a great Sunday. And Monroe, new baby, and I will see you very soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.